Alright, taking a peek inside what we got here. There is a lot of stuff going on. This is underneath the bed in the back. We're taking a peek at the cabinet with lots of electricity stuff in it, some water things in it. This is on a 2018 Thor Chateau. This has been a gem for us. We've had no problems with it whatsoever. But taking a look at what we got inside here is you've got your water pump hiding down here along this side, right here. You've got your freshwater tank right here. And you've got a lot of electrical stuff and some drains. We're not going to talk about any of the drain stuff. We're not going to talk about the water pump. We're not going to talk about any of that. What we're going to talk about is the modifications I made in here to add some 12-volt items, a readout of what my battery voltage looks like, a couple of USB ports, and a cigarette lighter port. Now, when this stuff all came in, the only complaint I have about this RV is there is no easy way to tap into the 12-volt system in here anywhere except right here. Because right here is where you've got your 12-volt, you've got your converter, you've got a lot of electrical stuff right here in one central area. But if you look through the rest of this RV, there is not a single place to plug in a cigarette lighter, a USB, or anything else beyond what's on the dashboard. So, decided to make some modifications. So what we've got here, and you'll find a list of all the things that I used and bought on the video. It will be either at the end of the video, it'll be in the text, so you can cut and paste, whatever you want to do to figure out what all I bought. So as you're looking, what we've got right here, this is your positive coming from your batteries, whether you've got a couple of 6 volts in series to give you your 12 volts, whether you have a couple of 12 volts in parallel, which is what I have. That's your positive. And way down here, down below right here, is your negative tap. Those are your 2 items you're going to tap into to be able to put the following thing I'm about to show you in place. Taking a look right here is what is called a Rig Runner 4008. As an amateur radio operator, I'm so used to having to deal with hooking up things for 12 volts DC. Those things there are also known as power poles. It's kind of a 12 volt power strip. And what I did is I added that piece of wood that you see those 4 sets of wires coming out just to the left of the power pole rig runner. Added that piece of wood, screwed it into the front. Because you know as well as I do, when you're looking at the front of the paneling on RVs, everything needs to be as light as possible. So if you're going to screw anything in that has any weight to it, you're going to have to add some wood. Just something that will let you screw your power pole rig runner into. Okay, we drilled 4 holes in there based upon the template that I'm going to show you here on the front. Okay, so taking a look here, this is our power distribution panel. We've got lots of 12 volt fuses on the right. You've got your 110 circuit breakers there on the left. Right above that, it is a 4-way plug, and as you saw when we looked at the inside, there was a 4-way, 4 holes drilled for these various items. What we've got here is we've got a normal 12 volt cigarette lighter. You've got a USB, 2 USB ports, and you've got, get this cap off here, you've got 4 sets of power poles. Like I said earlier, being an amateur radio operator, I hook up power poles to almost every 12 volt item I have for hooking up radios, etc. And probably one of the coolest things going is you've got this DC volts. And this tells you the volts of your battery currently as it sits right now. We are currently not plugged into AC/shore power. So that is the true representation of what the battery is right now, the volts that you're looking at, 12.8. Unplugged it earlier this morning, so it's fully charged. Now, what we did is drilled those 4 holes. We marked this with a couple of lines around here. Right? We'll show you where we bought it from. Drilled the 4 holes, and then let's take a back peek on the inside. Okay, so back to taking a look at the inside. So this power rig runner is not using all of the ports evidently. We're using the 4 that we used to be able to power these items here. And the 5th one is pulling from the battery. You're positive. Notice I'm not touching it. I'm just pointing to it. All the work I did, we did entirely with the battery disconnected. When I'm working in here, I put a piece of cloth over the top of that. And the reason behind that is I do not want to accidentally touch that positive and touch anything that's possibly grounded. You will get electrocuted. It is DC and AC things, electricity, you can't see it, you don't play. Right? So we did a total disconnect of the battery from the engine. We did the disconnect of the battery for the house. We were not plugged into shore power when we did all of this work. That way there was no accident of accidentally touching something and getting shocked. Batteries are serious. So while we were in there, we went ahead and ordered a cable with the correct connectors, because I could have soldered them, but nah, that's too much work. Because I could have gone ahead and ordered them. I ordered the pieces, the 4 sections on the outside, the cables that I needed to hook right to these, and then the cable where I had the correct lug for the one down in the bottom where the negative is, and just plug that bad boy right in. Now, one of the perks to a rig runner is if you walk away and let the battery run on itself, and you know as well as I do, there's a multitude of things in your RV that sucks up your battery, even when you don't think it is. Carbon monoxide detectors, radios, lights if you happen to leave one on. Lots of things can suck your battery dry. What this capability has is it will give a nasty squealing sound if you set it up that way. That'll tell you when your voltage is too low. So I have had this in here in the past where I've forgotten to hook up shore power when I get home from a camping trip. Walk outside and go, what is that squealing noise? Oh, crap. Walk out here. This thing's making all kinds of noise because it's got a low battery, and you're going to potentially begin to ruin your battery if you run those bad boys down to 0. So I then remember, got to go plug in the house, and we're good to go. So, different fuses. They're your normal automotive fuses, not the micro or mini ones, but the normal sized ones. They range anywhere from 1 to 40. Your feed into here is 40 amps, and then you can decide what you need for the various sizes for what you want to run. Alright, I think that pretty much concludes everything you need to know about putting one of these in. Any questions, don't hesitate to add them to the comments. And wish you all the best in putting one of these bad boys together. Thanks.